Hello, space friends. I'm Kishal Adron, and this is another episode of Voices New Eden. Today, we're going to hear from a player who not only decided to become an FC, but was also a candidate for CSM 19. But that's enough for me. Let's get into the story. Who are you, and why Eve?
I'm Aqustin Agustus, and I got started playing Eve back in 2015. My uncle actually my uncle and my dad were the ones that got me into playing, and it's just been pretty much nonstop ever since then.
What do you do in Eve?
What do I do? I primarily am kind of a wormhole nomad. I'm really all over the place doing all sorts of things. I love doing industry. I love, doing PvP, exploration. I recently have gotten into being an FC for Brave and also am continuing with my exploration, personal exploits.
Why did you become an FC?
I find it hard to be able to go hit bigger targets because I'm primarily a content FC. So I'm out there hunting and going through J space or taking filaments to go hunt with my fleets. The biggest challenge is just getting people to come. I play in kind of off times, so it's not like I can get 100 people on a whim to come with me.
What are your challenges as an FC?
The challenges that I'm finding as an FC, to be quite honest, is getting people to come to fleets.
Why Spoopy Newbies?
To be quite honest, I wanted to do my own content. I when I first joined Brave, I knew that I did not want to do nullsec stuff, which is why I joined Spoopy Newbies because it's still a wormhole corp that is within Brave. And there weren't too many options for me as someone who's pretty much brand new to a null block of along the lines of content that I wanted. So I started running my own fleets. I take bombers out, I'll take kitchen sink out. We'll just go out and get content that not too many other people are willing to do in the same way that I am.
How did you get involved with Brave?
So I had just recently gotten back off of about a 2-year hiatus from Eve, and when I did get back, I joined a Wormhole Corp, but it was kind of unfortunate timing because they were uh, pretty much in the works of moving out of Wormhole space and transitioning to living in Jita. So I actually found Spoopy Newbies through the corp that I was in because they had once been associated with Brave, and I joined Spoopy Newbies directly. And in part, I joined Brave through there, and now I've pretty much embraced the Brave life. I haven't found another in all my 9 years of playing Eve. I haven't found another group of people who quite play like Brave does, and I'm kind of surprised that I haven't joined them up until now.
What is Brave all about?
Well, from everything that I've experienced, what I could say Brave is about is just understanding that not everyone is a diehard, hardcore Eve player, and everyone's got lives outside of Eve that is respected among everyone else, and it's about teaching the newer players how to play without being so oppressive in telling people that they need to do XYZ in order to be a part of this group, and if you're not, you're.
What motivated you to run for CSM 19?
Well, I mean, the one thing that really got me going for CSM was just the fact that I came back from my hiatus to find out that scarcity had happened, and it hurt to see, things that were once easily readily available for, a casual player like myself was pretty much out of reach now. For just for example, a Megathron that I had bought before I left, I bought the whole thing for about 150, around 175 million. Come back to find out that just the hull alone is almost 300 million. and any fittings that I'd want to do would bring me up to about 500 million, and it pushed the pretty much all battleships and all battle cruisers out of the territory of I'm gonna go fit one up and just whelp it and have fun dying in a battleship. And now it's gotten to the point where, most everyone doesn't want to lose their ships because they're afraid to, because of the time that it would take to get it. And that, combined with the lack of how do I put this? The lack of positive light that has not been shed on wormhole space is what really pushed me to running for the CSM.
Are you going to run for CSM 20?
I'm gonna say yes, but I'll put an asterisk on that. There's still a long time between now and when the next campaign period starts. And as far as my plans are now, yes, I will be running, but life could happen or Eve could happen and things can change. So we'll put an asterisk on that for now.
Will your campaign be the same as CSM 19?
I think from now until next year, I am going to be putting as much work as I can into generating content and building a following with the people who choose to come on my fleets. And I think by the time that the next CSM period rolls around, I might not just be, campaigning for wormhole space or campaigning to bring back some level of abundance. It's going to be a matter of what can I do and how can I work with CCP to make more content readily available for, all types of group sizes, from the solo player to 100, 200 man fleets.
How was the CSM 19 campaign experience?
The experience of running for CSM, I'll say it's something that I've never experienced in Eve before. And it's a level of gameplay that is, to be quite honest, not for everyone. It's kind of draining, to be honest. Going out and doing interviews and, constantly campaigning, having coordinating between propaganda artists and campaign managers. It's a lot, but I genuinely had fun doing it. And I obviously wasn't elected, but I still learned a lot from the campaign, and I enjoyed my time campaigning, and I probably would do it again next year if I had the opportunity to.
Would you advise others to run for CSM?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I will put that with the same mindset that I put into when I encourage other people to try FCing for the first time. Just do it, because to be quite honest, nobody knows what they're doing. I might look like I know what I'm doing when I'm FCing, but I really don't. And we still figure it out. Trust the people that are around you who are willing to help you and learn everything that you can as you go. And as long as you can absorb as much information as possible and be open to the comments and criticisms that other people have, you can find success. I was a nobody before I campaigned for CSM, and I still got on 93 ballots. That I took that as a win.
Do you have any personal pain points?
The ability to easily whelp large ships and the lack of wanting to use ships as ammunition from the larger player base. I've always been the kind of person who's wanted to just say, "Hey, I've got a Dominix and I'm just gonna gate through red space. You guys come with me and we'll go have a great fight." And it's really hard to do that on a consistent basis because of how expensive it is. It'll take me anywhere between like 4, 5, even 6 hours just to get the IS together to, go whelp a battleship. And I'm a casual player. I've got a full-time job, I've got a wife, and I've got a whole life that I take care of, and the amount of time that I can spend on Eve is quite limited. So, I have to choose, am I gonna sit here and try and grind out as much ISK as possible, Or am I just going to accept the fact that I can't fly larger ships because if they get blown up, then I'm out, 4, 5, 6 hours of work.
What's something you want to see CCP change?
The one thing that I want to see CCP change, even if they don't ever touch wormhole space again, um, just get rid of scarcity altogether. It it hurts. It hurts to see it. Like I understand, back in the day with the fields of rorquals and things being and capital projection and things being way too easy for large groups to attain. That was a problem. But it's even more of a problem for, people like myself who don't have the time to be spending all day on Eve grinding out and, spinning Ishtars or C5 ratting. I think that it would be great if I could just see like the prices of, the larger T1 chips just come down. You know, it's it's something that shouldn't be that hard to do, and it used to be that cheap. Why is it that we can't examine going back to at least part of the era of abundance where, T1 ships were real ammunition and you could throw them away on a whim and have good fights whenever?
Do you have any final words?
I'll say this to everyone, vets and newbies alike. Don't be afraid to get out of your comfort zone because you won't know what's fun until you've done something different from what you regularly do. I didn't know I wanted to be an FC until I started doing it. And now I can't think of myself not being an FC. Just like I didn't know I wanted a campaign until I started doing it. And now I want a campaign next year.
And this concludes another episode of Voices in New Eden. As I've said before, it means a lot to me to give players a platform to share their individual journeys into EVE Online. From the miners to the industrialists, PvEers and PvPers, to those willing to throw their names into the CSM campaign arena. But regardless of their role and fame, each individual player provides us with content and a reason to undock. If you like this project, it's a great help if you give this video a like and perhaps subscribe to my channel. Feel free to suggest player names that may be willing to record an episode in the comments below. Of course, if you would like to participate, please feel free to send me an Eve mail to Kashal Adron. There are several different ways to participate, so let's talk. Until next time, I'm Kashal Adron, and this is Voices of New Eden.